Damn.
Oh, yeah, this is your boy Live Wire, and I'm back in the motherfucking building. What's going on, people? This is me and my man, that Gamer25, and we're gonna have a debate about what else? Xbox and PlayStation and some PC shit, probably.
Probably. I
So
grew up
yeah,
with
what's
PC a little.
yeah, just a little bit. I don't really dive into that world too much, but you know. Now I'll let you proceed. You had a issue with something we were discussing on Twitter. The Twitter.
Uh, I just had a problem with the fact that you kind of kept bringing up the whole Sony trying to trademark Let's Play thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I get that's bad, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to defend Sony for that, but dude, let's be real. That freaking whole NSA spy camera thing was just as bad.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
it was
yeah, but see,
crazy.
my thing was it was never an issue of which one was worse. My thing was, well, why does one get extreme attention and the other one kind of gets pushed under the rug? That's always been my issue. It's never been about, well, they did wrong, so it's okay for them to do wrong. No, my thing is like, well, if they're both doing wrong, why are we looking at it as no, you're super wrong, but nah, that's okay. Don't do it
I think
again,
it
but
has to
that's
do with the
okay.
I think it has to do with the fact that Microsoft has a lot more to lose than Sony because Microsoft started this generation basically on everyone's shit note. And since then, people have been watching them more, like under the radar. Meanwhile, they're not even seeing what Sony's doing. Like, oh, what the fuck's he doing over there? He's trying to trademark Let's Play. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but why is that? That's my issue. Why is that? Why is it that we're giving Sony a pass? Now, they didn't so much get a pass in the previous generation when they were doing. It's almost like if you like their console more than the other console, then you give them a pass on the shit that you don't like. Like same thing happened with 360. Everybody was really a 360 fan. So when the Red Ring of Death came, most people didn't. I mean, people complained, but it wasn't on the same level as they complained when PlayStation was charging them $500 for a console that wasn't outperforming the 360. Both were
Yeah.
could be considered bad situations, right? One, you're talking about extreme price hike for something that you're getting a less production and something cheaper, and then the other thing, the thing that's cheaper keeps on having issues as far as performance, burning out or due to the red ring of death.
Yeah. Well, in my personal opinion, I think the Red Ring of Death's a much bigger issue just because it hurt a lot of people. Like a lot of people bought a 360. Like, man, I'm super stoked to get play this game. Then, some of the 360s didn't even work right out of the box. Like they were just not working. So
Well,
I don't
yeah.
know. I really wasn't around last generation. I mean, like the most I was doing was just kind of playing the PS3 and 360 like here and there because my dad and I happened to buy a 360 on my own later.
Hmm.
So I guess I never thought about the whole price tag as an issue because by the time I got into the PS3, it was like the Slim already came out.
Oh,
So
okay.
I can't speak on experience, but yeah, I understand like a lot of people were pissed off, and yeah, Microsoft was basically the console generation leader for that generation because I could not go a fucking block without hearing someone say, "Man, I can't wait for Halo 3 or Gears of War 2." I was like, "Holy crap! What if I didn't like these games?"
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean that's with any system, that's
Mm,
like somebody saying, well, they're waiting for Splatoon and Mario. Well, if you don't like those games, then I don't really know why you even own a Nintendo if that's not your cup of tea.
yeah.
But I mean,
Uh,
but like I said, my issue has always been, and it stands even today, and it'll probably be like this until I see otherwise. Is the fact that it's always a double standard. Now, Nintendo doesn't get touched no matter what. Why the fuck? I don't know. They can lay multiple eggs and people don't say shit. They're just like, oh, that's Nintendo. But when
that actually does bug me a little bit too, because I'm like, Okay, so Nintendo has this really complicated, internet service for the chat and everything, and yet no one's gonna call them out for this. Like they even bugged me, and like their the free games they give away, you lose the next month. I'm like, wait a minute, so you only got a month to play this fucking game? That sounds real fucking fair. Whip if I'm sitting back and playing the fucking Zelda and Mario or the Pokemons, and then it's like, oh shit, I forgot about my free games.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. They don't look. They got different rules. I don't even want to even try to understand why. I mean, they get a pass. Look, the Switch is a great device, right?
Yeah.
People who have it seem to love it. Most people, I would say, seem to enjoy it. And with that, they forgot about the woes of the Wii and the Wii U. Because we must admit, the Wii, even though it was a successful, as far as sales wise console, it didn't sell a lot of software other than Wii Sports. And pretty much
Oh
people only
god.
bought it for damn near two games: Wii Sports and I think it was Wii Fitness or some shit like that.
Dude, no joke. I actually had my grandma. She's like, "I'm a gamer now." I was like, "Grandma, you're only playing Wii Sports." She's like, "Yeah, I'm cool now." I'm like, "Oh, Grandma, just shut up."
I mean, the thing to me is right here. This is why I always, we always go back and forth with the whole PlayStation thing is um, just the way that you know the issues for Xbox are just blown up beyond belief, and PlayStation always gets uh they just don't, they monthly updates. It's not a big deal. If Xbox Live goes down right now for 2 hours, motherfuckers will lose their minds. If
Well,
PlayStation goes down, they'll just be like,
I
okay.
think a lot of it also has to do with the fact that the PlayStation community loves to troll the Xbox community, just because there are a lot of vocal Xbox fanboys out there, like the crap gamers, the mooches, and all of them. And people just like trolling them because it's like, hey, I want to see if I can get a response from this guy. It's kind of like people who troll DSP. It's like, you just do it just for the fuck of it.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah, I understand what you're talking about because it does. I've noticed this problem too. I've even said to like fellow PlayStation guys, like, no, there's clearly a bias here, but I'm not. I don't think it's severe as everyone thinks it is, but I do see it where Xbox, like you said, if Xbox Live goes down for 2 hours, no one's gonna let Xbox hear the fucking end of it. But
yeah.
PlayStation goes down for, let's say, like 2 hours as well. No one cares. Like, it's just PlayStation.
It'll just be like it's maintenance. Well, yeah, it's like it's something that's just accepted. It's like all right, you know what you're gonna get with a PlayStation, but it's more
Uh,
popular, so they just kind of like it's almost like what it reminds me of, Steph Curry and Russell Westbrook, because I'm a basketball fan, right? Steph Curry
uh,
makes a big mistake like in a game, and because people love Steph Curry, they're just like, oh, it's no big deal. But if Russell Westbrook does something, they'll be like, man, we got to think about trading him
this
because
guy's the
he's
fucking devil.
yeah, like it's just like they just view them differently based on, well, who do you like more, you know?
I know, it's pretty ridiculous.
But I'm like, if the
Yeah,
if
I
yeah,
try
go
to
ahead.
play both sides. I like both systems at the end of the day. I just happen to think Microsoft's biggest problem is exclusives because they're not trying to appeal to anyone outside of their already established audience.
Uh, I man, it's rough, man. It's a
It
hard
is
one.
rough.
It's a hard one because when they do make those games, people don't buy them. That's the
I
problem.
know
People
that's
don't
kind of a
buy them.
double-edged sword. Like, here, we'll make you guys Sunset Overdrive. No one really fucking bought it.
It's like if my wife is like, "What do you want for dinner?" I was like, "I want something different." So she cooks me something different, and I'm like, "I don't want that shit." We're like, "But you said you wanted something different." Yeah, but
That's
I,
the
I didn't
perfect
want something.
analogy,
I
man.
didn't want something that different. But like, but you said you're tired of steak. Yeah, but I just wanted you to season it different. I didn't not want steak though. Like that's basically what people want. They want steak. They just want to have it in different flavors. Be like, yeah, you can put
Exactly.
some gravy on it. Maybe you season it with put some adobo on it. I don't know, put something else on it. But I still want steak. I just don't want to say I want steak, because that sounds like all I do is eat steak. That's not true. I like other things. Put broccoli
Exactly.
on the plate. Like,
Exactly. Put some broccoli on that shit, so at least I can say it was nutritious.
yeah. I mean, look, they're getting things. I mean, all right, like right now, the biggest Xbox games out right now are Forza, which we always get, right? Which
Yes.
is amazing. Is amazing. Like Forza 7 is the truth. But aside from that, we got Cuphead, which is an ass kicker and a half. But it's a great game. But more games like that, I think that's where you're gonna see a lot of the fill up Xbox Arcade come back to Xbox with games like Cuphead and The Last Night, and what's that other game that's coming out?
Last night, I've never heard.
Last Night is
That
that
sounds
pixel.
familiar.
It looks like damn, what's it? It looks like
Is that
Blade
the game
Runner.
being made by Square?
No, I don't think Square is making it. It looks like Blade. It looks like a 8-bit Blade
Oh,
Runner.
the one that looks like Blade Runner,
Yeah, yeah,
but it
yeah,
was
yeah.
like it was
That
raining and
one.
all
You
that
got the guy
stuff.
with the guitar. I forget what that musical game is. The guy with the
Yeah,
guitar and
it's
he's
kind of like
fighting
a musical
aliens and
rhythm
shit.
game. No, like I actually like some of those games. I was like, oh, those actually don't look too bad. But do those really belong on the stage on E3? I was like, Microsoft, good ideas, great money to put into, but why are
Well,
you showing us off at E3?
they have to. They have to.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, they have to. They have no choice. I mean, the crazy thing now is, you know, I really wanted to get cracked down and Sea of Thieves and State of Decay. I would have loved to have them right now, but now that I'm actually faced with issues of one, got to buy Xbox One X. You know, I just bought Forza 7. That was like $100 because I always get the
damn.
the VIP and whatever. But I got Cuphead. PUBG's coming, right? Definitely getting Assassin's Creed. So that means more than likely, and maybe I'll get Super Lucky Sale because it's like $30, so it's not gonna cost me that much. But I'm probably gonna have to wait on Shadows of Mordor because one, I'm not. I like the game, but I'm not like a huge fanatic for the game.
Yeah, some of the
Evil
games are
Within, I
iffy.
want to play it, but I probably won't play it day one because look, I still got other games I haven't even beat from before. I still haven't beat the Sleeping Dogs, which I've been trying to beat. I haven't beat. I got the Ruiner not too long ago. I got to beat that shit. I
Yeah, it's like
got
your backlog's like, hey, over here,
yeah. I got.
please stop buying those new games.
I'm still playing Madden. I'm still playing NBA 2K 18. Then on top of that, once the X comes, I'm gonna definitely go back to Gears. I'm definitely going back to Halo. I'm definitely going back to Witcher. So like when people are like, "Oh man, we need new games," I'm like, "Whoa!" I mean, I want the games, and I love that they're coming out. Shit, I forgot about Wolfenstein. I gotta get that shit. Like, there's so many
Shit, man,
goddamn
you got
games.
too many games coming.
That's what I'm saying. There's so many damn games coming. People talking about it doesn't have any games. I'm like, I don't have the time. Fuck the games. I don't have the time. Like, how am I gonna play all these games?
Fuck games, give me time. Give me time, and then I'll play the games.
Yeah, so once I find the time to actually play these games, which is the reason why I didn't play Forza. I didn't buy Forza day one. I waited. I played. Got to Island 3 on Cuphead, and then once I started getting my ass really handed to me, I was like, all right, I can't just bang my head against the floor. Every time I lose, I need something to calm me down. So I got Forza for that shit. Um, but I'll be back on it. I gotta beat this damn rat and this cat later. This fucking game.
only,
Um,
only Cuphead can have a villain like that.
Yeah, but I mean, but it's so much going on. So I'm cool with those three games going to next year because it's like a breather. I'm like, thank God, please, yes.
Thank
The
God,
further
get
the
this
further
weight
the
off my
better.
chest.
Over there, thank you. So I'm cool with that. I mean, yeah, it's an argument piece. Oh, you don't have any games like multiplats or don't exist, but it's just like everybody's gonna
Well,
be playing.
I think when a lot of people say you don't have games, they're trying to say, well, you don't have the JRPGs, you don't have the rhythm games, you don't have the blah 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 blah
All
blah
right. See, I don't know
obscure
about the.
tech over here.
You know what? Maybe I don't know enough about everything in the. I mean, I know the big games in PlayStation, but JRPGs, rhythm games. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I know Xbox has some of that stuff. Like, Arrow is a rhythm game, but I don't know
Yeah.
many of them. You know, I don't, and I'm not sure how big of a thing that is. I mean, it used to be big in 360 with the Guitar Heroes and all that stuff, but I don't know how big that stuff is still to this day. I mean, it's cool to
Oh,
play
like
here and there, but
it's super big in Japan, but
well, yeah, yeah, yeah.
watching people play this game, I'm like, dude, this is I think it's cool and all, but it's just a little off-putting. When you got a blue-haired girl freaking in a dancing with you in the game, I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. I'm look. It's not my thing per se. Shit. I bought Dance Central. I forget what it's called. Dance Central something. It's like the $12
Oh, there was
version.
a
You
new
just
one
buy.
that came out a while back, I
Yeah,
think.
it's like you buy each individual song type shit. And I played that shit
Oh
like
God, that
maybe
I don't like that practice where they're like, here, pay $2.99 for like one song. Like, can you not just make a bundle and I get all the songs?
yeah. I mean, well, even with that, I have that, and I have the other dance game, Just Dance. Because my wife
Oh
like, oh,
God.
she's like, oh, I love these games. We play them. Only
You
time
know,
we
if I
play
play a
those
game,
games
that'll
is
give you a workout.
when her sister comes over. That is literally the only time we play those games. The only
Damn.
time. Like if she doesn't come over, we're not playing those games. Oh fuck. Hold on.
Ugh. God damn.
They always call when I'm doing. What the fuck?
Just bad timing on their part.
They always call when I'm freaking on.
Live streaming. I
Yeah,
know I hear
every
sometimes
time.
in the background. I'm like, oh God.
They never call
It's
any other time. They never call any other time. It's ridiculous.
it's
I'm
like they
I'm I
know. It's
work here
like,
all day.
oh,
I'm shit.
he's on live. He's live streaming right now. Gotta call him.
Yeah, that's pretty much that's it. That's just how it is. That's how it
I'm
is.
actually surprised you have a landline.
It came with Fios. I didn't really.
Mm.
I don't use it. The only reason why I pick up the phone is to hang up because I'm
Dude,
like, if anybody,
I had a landline with Comcast. I swear to fucking God, every day it'd be the same people calling me. I'm like, I don't have any fucking money to donate. Please go the fuck away.
it's not even that, man. They would call me for solar panels, security. They'd be like, so you want to do some home security? Listen, man, I live in a co-op. Yeah, so can you be like, dude? I can't just do shit like that. I have to go through a board. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, fuck that. I don't care.
We agree. You do need home security, so someone can break into it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully things change up a little bit. I
Oh,
just want
things are
balance.
definitely changed
That's all
with
I care.
Microsoft. I'm just worried the direction they're going in with their games too. Cause like I got a strong feeling Sea of Thieves is gonna have a lot of microtransactions in it, and I
Yeah,
have a big
it's
problem.
going to. I don't think that's even. I don't even think that's a question.
Yeah, they're just gonna have like, hey, here's you can find this map for like $20 or $2.99, whatever.
That's a good question. Will they do this? So I don't. You know what? Yeah, they might do something like that because that would be like a raid in Destiny. It'll be
Yeah,
like, all right, do this raid for this. You got to fight this monster and you get this gear, type shit. That's exactly what it's gonna do.
yeah, and then I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm so against microtransactions. I'm actually trying to stay away from AAA gaming for a while.
You know what? I don't have a problem with it as long as it doesn't interfere with the game I'm
I know, but
playing.
it's like with Forza right now. Apparently, the big controversy is the whole new crate system they introduced, and I got a thing against the crate system because all you're doing is get a bunch of crap that you might not want just
Yeah,
to
but
get
that's
that
all
one
in
item
game
you
though.
do want.
Yeah, but that's all in game. That's not you don't pay money for that. As
Yeah,
as
but
far as
did you
I
hear
know.
they said that later they will introduce the token system again? So it's like you
Um,
can.
yeah, but to me, well, all right. See, because I'm playing it right now, right? And to me, I'm okay with it. I know some people with the VIP, they were upset that the VIP disappears. But the thing is, if they always had it, you would never change it. to be honest, because VIP gives you 100% increase on whatever credit you get, right? So they let you use all, like before they only let you use like one of a certain type, right? But now you can use all of them. Like if you have the same thing, you can use it 3 times. So that's what I did for my first couple of races. I took my VIP pass and I used it, put in all three, and you get 300% return on your credits, right? Which is great. But if it was always there, I would never change it. Why would I? I'm on that's the highest you can get is 100% as far as right now. So why would I ever change those VR? I would just literally have those plugged in and just play that way. There would be no other reason to even switch up to any other crate. So that's my, I mean, any other mod. So that's why I think the way they have it is fine, having it temporary, because it forces you to actually, use like give the mods relevance. Because if they didn't, disappear, there would be no point in having them. If you always have the same mods over and over again, they would never disappear. What's the point?
Yeah, that's a fair point. I haven't played a Forza game since like Forza Horizon 1. Jesus Christ.
Oh well, yeah, I mean, you know what? I would say it depends on what you want. Like to me, I got Forza 6 and I played it a little bit, but the thing was about Forza 6 that I had an issue versus Forza 7 is it was all, to me it was kind of like convoluted the way things were set up. Like stuff was everywhere. There was the structure as far as like, all right, what you got to do next wasn't as clear and cut. Whereas in
Yeah.
Forza 7, it's like you have this set and you can win the championship if you beat everything in this column, and then now you go to this column and do this. So now everything's clean, clear cut. I know exactly what I want to do. I know exactly where. So if I want to be a completionist and just finish this whole set, easy peasy. I don't have to jump around and be like, "Well, did I do this? Did I do that?" Like it's just so much easier. It's set up very similar to the way Forza Horizon is, Forza Horizon 3 is, which I like as well. So in which they probably looked at it and was like, you know what, to make this better, we're gonna clean this up and make this similar to Horizon, so
Yeah.
we can get it. Yeah, the hardcore don't, it doesn't matter for them because they'll adjust, but like the casual, they'll get lost. You know, especially as
Yeah.
me, I'm more of a casual Forza Motorsport player than because I don't have a wheel or any shit like that. So
Well, I've seen like people go freaking hardcore with these setups they have for the when they play the Forza games. Like they
um,
have like a little cutout area. They have the wheel and the screen on there. I'm like, Jesus Christ!
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
just a
man.
fan, right?
I mean, come on, man. You got people that balls to the walls, man. When it comes to that shit, you know.
Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, but like, see, the thing with Let's Play that kind of irritated me too. Getting back to what we were saying before, is the fact that a lot of the people that complained about the DRM did not complain about the Let's Play, and that really irritated me, because then it's just like, well, what is your agenda? Because if your agenda is for gaming in general, then everything should be applied equally. Especially the people that say they have no stake in the game. Like they're not a fanboy. They love
Like the
everything.
Angry Joes, the
Yeah.
Billies,
So
those
if that's
guys.
the case and you love everything and you shit on everyone when you feel that they're doing something wrong, why not say anything? And I think it's almost like a fear. Like PlayStation has had this almost like force field around them. Like it's like a deflector shield. Like if you try to shoot shit at them, you're gonna get shit back. From people that are that are PlayStation advocates that are just gonna be like, no, fuck that. We hate you now, sir. It was okay when you shitted on Xbox, but shitting on PlayStation, you've gone too far.
Oh
Like
god.
so.
No, I get what you're saying, but I think a lot. First of all, I think the reason why a lot of people didn't talk about it is because a lot of people didn't know about it until like after the copyright got rejected, and then apparently, then I looked into it.
They
Apparently,
did
this
like
wasn't Sony's first time trying this. I was like, oh, Sony, I don't know if I can support you. Then it, I don't know, man. Just Sony does a lot of shady shit. They've had a history of doing that kind of crap.
See, but like I'm not. Look, my issue isn't. I'm not even mad at Sony. I get it. They're a business. They're gonna do shit like this that
Your problems
gamers
with
aren't
the
gonna like.
YouTubers who claim they're neutral, like
Yeah. It's just like, well, if that was bad, then how is this not bad? And that's it's always been the hypocrisy of it. Like, yeah, I could call out Microsoft for stuff I don't like. I'm not gonna call them out for stuff that other people don't like. That just doesn't make sense to me. Like, if I don't like something, then I'll be like, oh, this is bullshit. I don't like it. But if somebody else says I don't like it, but I don't give a fuck about it, I'm not gonna turn around and be like, oh, well, since you don't like it, I don't like it either. Like, what? No. Like,
that's a fair point.
You know,
it's like, hey, Angry Joe told me he didn't like your freaking Xbox controller, so I don't like it either.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree and disagree with people in the Xbox community all the time. And it's not just one it's not like everything that I hear my man Mooch say that I'm like, Mooch, you are 100% right, because Mooch likes Destiny too. I could not give a fuck about that game. All right, it might be a great game. I just don't play that game. Yeah, I just don't like it though. It's just not my thing. You know, when it comes to crap, I agree with him on Destiny. But when it comes to some other shit like Ori, where he's like, it's too hard and I just can't get, I'm like, no, bro, you tripping. Ori is an amazing game. Like, what's going on? And I agree with Moose. You see what I'm saying? Or like stuff, certain things Zaire says, I agree with, and other things.
Agree on another.
Yeah, so it's not like people think like when you're a fan of Xbox or you're in the Xbox community, everybody's like, well, we're all to the right, and that's what
we're all supposed to have that one brain. We agree on everything.
We all vote Xbox, no matter what. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. You know, everybody has a different perspective on stuff. Similar to, I would assume, that way people in PlayStation, Nintendo, and even in the PC world, which I don't know, the PC, it's so vague. It's I don't even know if they even have a vote. I don't know how the fuck that even works. I don't know. But
like the freaking PlayStation community is kind of divided between like the normal PlayStation fans and then the PlayStation Legion run by JTech TV.
Well, see, I don't even know what the PlayStation Legion is. That like people that are hardcore JRPGs?
Yeah, well, not just hardcore JRPG fans, like hardcore Sony fanboys. Like, these guys will say anything to make Sony look good. Like, if you brought up the whole Let's Play situation of JTech, he really wouldn't freaking even talk about it, because he'll just be like, well, you know, Sony does whatever Sony wants to do, and I support Sony no matter what.
Oh, well, I don't understand that, but
me neither.
I mean, I understand.
I'm a Sony gamer, but at the end of the day, if Sony said, "Hey, Michael, we want to go in there, fuck your mother, and kill your father," how would you feel? I'd be like, "Well, I'm never buying your fucking console again. I'll go sell this one right now."
Like, see, this is the crazy thing. Like, people think because you like one console, you gotta hate the other, which I don't feel that makes sense, right? I have friends that. My friend loves Zelda. I know every time a Nintendo comes out that has a new Zelda on it, he's buying it. It's not even a thought. That's what he's doing. I couldn't give a fuck about Zelda, but he does, right? So, but he's consistent with his like, I like Zelda, you know, and he doesn't turn around and shit on every other game because he likes Zelda. He just likes Zelda. You know, I don't understand why people
sticks to his own route. He sticks on his own route.
I think a lot of the issues with especially the Xbox and PlayStation divide is this whole, you know, we have this game and it's better than whatever game you have. You know, which is weird because they make different games.
I noticed they love, you know, bragging about how many exclusives they have. Like, but how many of those fucking exclusives do you actually have?
Yeah, I mean, because number one, all right, an Xbox guy can actually brag about exclusives, but more than likely he'll probably own them, because even though they have a lot, they don't have as many as PlayStation, because PlayStation have exclusives that motherfuckers that work for PlayStation don't even know they have. That's how many, like, they'll have so much shit on there, people be like, what the fuck is this game? They'll be like, yo, you're a pencil, and you like draw on the board. Man, this is exclusive, it's amazing. Like, what? Like, who's playing this shit? They'll be like, who gives a fuck? It's an exclusive. Like,
it's exclusive now. Go make it.
This shit is crazy, man. But I understand, like, people were like, "Oh, well, PlayStation has variety," and I totally get that, and it does. There's nothing wrong with having a variety of games, but it's hard for somebody to be understand how you brag about variety, but then when someone asks you, "Did you play that game?" You're like, "No, I don't give a fuck about that game." But I'm like, if you don't give a fuck about that game, why are you even arguing this fact?
Why are you bragging about it? Hey man, did you ever play that Nier Automata you were talking about? No.
Right? Like I think what's that game that came out on Xbox? It got a decent review. Zoo Tycoons, right?
Oh god.
It came out. It had decent reviews, right? I didn't buy
Yeah.
that shit because I didn't give a fuck about Zoo Tycoons. Now they're the makers of
Crap
the.
Gamer's favorite video game.
Yeah, he likes that game. But the Jurassic Park game is coming out, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can fuck with that because I like Jurassic Park. And I know they did a good job on the zoo shit, but I don't give a fuck about the zoo. But you talking about Jurassic Park, now that's different. Now I give a fuck. You see what I'm saying?
Let's see here.
So
Elephants killing people, dinosaurs killing people. I go with
yeah.
dinosaurs.
Like another thing, like what's that game? Outlast?
Yeah.
Outlast, I think the survival horror. I say I don't like it. Like it's okay, but I'm not a fan of it, right? And I'm not really a fan of survival horrors because all I do is run the whole damn time. I hate that shit. But Aliens Isolation is very similar to that. Even though, yeah, you can like fend off the guy, you know, you could make the
You can
guy
fight
go
the
away.
alien.
Yeah, but you can't kill him. You just, fight him off for a little bit.
You're just
But
stalling for
still, I'm
time.
an Aliens fan. So therefore, that's why I like that game. You see what I'm saying?
That's
So I
see,
understand
like I
people that
can never
have
get
those
into the alien
views.
movies.
Oh, yeah, man, I'm a huge Aliens fan. Oh, I mean, granted, I only like a few of them, but a huge fan. First one, great. Second one, great. Third one was okay. Fourth one was The, there was another one that came out. I forget
The Covenant or whatever.
the not the Covenant was okay. Prometheus was could have been better, but it was It wasn't
Yeah. I'm more of a Predator guy. Just
Not
because it's
Predator.
more
That's my shit
straightforward.
too. I like that. I like that. I like the Predator. The first one was the best. The second one was okay. The third one was good. The Predator. I think it was Predators, and then
Yeah.
it should have another one coming out in the near future. So, but yeah,
Uh,
I'm a fan of those. But
I love
yeah, man.
Predator.
Like to me, I'm all about like, look, if you like a game, you don't have to defend to me why you like a game. But you can't tell me that I have to like it too. Like, like I
Well, yeah,
never understood.
it's kind of like with people in some JRPGs. Like I know one guy, he's like, "Man, you should really fucking try this Tales of Mysteria." And I actually did try it. I was like, "Dude, I can't fucking play this. I'm sorry." And he's
Yeah,
like, "No, it's a JRPG. You have to like it." I'm like, "I don't have to like anything."
nah, bro, I bought. It took me a long time to like Shadow of Mordor. A long time. And I heard a whole lot of shit. Everybody was like, "Yo, it's amazing." My brother loves it, but then again, he's like a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so I don't even know if that shit should even count. But anyway, so he's like, "No, it's amazing. It's like Batman, but better." And yes, he's correct. The combat is solid, and it does have elements that even go past what Batman can do, right? But the fact that I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan made it hard for me to even digest or even really try to care about the character. It
Right.
wasn't until that I actually said, you know what? Instead of trying to just play this to beat it, I'm gonna play this to master it. That's when I actually started enjoying the game because then you're starting to like, you're doing all the missions instead of just doing the main mission. You're doing all the missions, upgrading the character, and now you're not finding yourself completely overwhelmed by every scenario because you're actually playing the game the way it's meant to be played. But if you don't give a fuck enough to even try that shit's going to be miserable. It's going to be a miserable game.
Exactly. If you're not having fun, then there's no point in playing. Really, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I
Like
mean that.
some people have asked me, like, I've known some like Xbox guys that are interested in Kingdom Hearts. They're like, "So explain Kingdom Hearts to me." I'm like, "You might as well try to tell me how to explain quantum mechanics to you, dude. I can't. I can't in a
Yeah,
few sentences."
well, yeah. I mean, it's not like, yeah. I know the story's not coherent. It's just about fun. It's like, look, man, it's a game
Yeah.
that's fun. you're just supposed to enjoy it. It's not supposed to really make that much sense.
Yeah, it's got Mickey Mouse with a giant ass fucking keyblade. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, I mean,
Jumps
and
around
that,
like Yoda.
I mean, shit. I mean, even Cuphead is kind of complicated in itself. Trying to
Yeah.
explain that other than to deal with the devil, like the dudes that he fights, none of that shit really makes sense. I mean, you're fucking a cup, you know.
I know it's like there's this. You have to suspend your belief for a bit. Like, oh god, but like, oh, god
But to
damn it.
me, look, yeah, having a different opinion is cool, and
Yeah.
yeah, people are gonna disagree. I have
If
no issue with
everyone
that.
liked the same thing, the world would be boring and bland.
Hell yeah, you never get anything different. If everybody looked at the
Exactly.
world the same, everybody is sound the same. Every time you looked at a TV show,
It'd be the same show,
what a
just with
sports
maybe different
broadcast,
people.
everybody, yeah, it would all be the same. There would be no different, no reason why you would even need to hire. Like, why hire another actor? He could just play all the parts. Why? Because everybody
Why
else
would I
sounds
hire
like him.
Peter Dinklage when that guy down the street's just as good?
Yeah, if they all sound the same, all did the same thing, why not? Well, why even bother? Shit, why not just have a computer do it? Why not? You just have a little animatronic voice, make it talk for everybody. Why not?
Here is a joke. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. It'd be like Vendetta, V for Vendetta.
Oh
Everybody be
god.
all stoic and
Really good
like,
movie actually.
yeah, that was my shit. Yo, what's going on, Bone? What's up? DJ saying what's good? They got Halo Storm in
I
here.
can't see the
Yo, me and
chat.
Halo Storm been playing. We've been playing a decent amount of Halo Wars the last couple of days, man. That shit's fucking hard, yo. We
See,
be
like
getting
I could get into RTSs, but like Halo Wars 2 to me just looked like it was something was off about it. But then everyone's talking about this villain. God, what's his name?
Atriox. Atriox.
Atriox.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Atriox is a
I was
beast.
like, once I play, I like, because when I'm interested in something, sometimes I'll just look up an all cutscenes video, and then I saw the Flood returns. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna go into Halo 6, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. They need to. I mean, because to me, that's just major. That's just major. I mean, like to me, Halo Wars was cool. I played the first one, and then I played the second one. The first one was actually harder to me. The first game. The second one wasn't that bad. But the new DLC that they had, I really enjoyed it because they switched it up. They did a lot of different shit that they hadn't done in the previous Halo or the Halo 2. So I was like, okay, this is hot. And
Yeah.
but like, I'm not even an RTS fan like that, and it's not really a hardcore RTS, which is fine by me. I really only like it because I'm a Halo fan. Um, and I'm not even
Yeah, it's
like a
got.
super diehard read all the books type dude like Bone is. I'm just like, I like Halo.
Oh god.
I played the games multiple times. You know, I like the characters.
The
I'm
only
the dude.
book I could read is a comic book.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Campaign. I play the campaign of Halo first before I even think about touching the multiplayer.
Oh yeah,
That's how I
that's I
do.
think how people should play it.
Yeah, well, yeah, because my whole thing is I need to learn the mechanics of the game before I go into multiplayer. I just,
Or you're just gonna get stomped left and right.
yeah, because you're gonna wind up getting beat by everybody who already had the game.
Exactly, and they study elegantly.
Yo, Mike, what's going on? What's is up in here? We got Cypher Man, what's going on? Quinn, what's going on? Cray, what's going on? Andrew, fuck you, motherfucker, what's going on? Other Zinc, what's popping? P Rod, what's going on? Let's see what else is up in here. Make sure I get everybody real quick. Okay. But yeah, man. To me, I always like to every once in a while I talk about things that I just find concerning in the gaming
Oh yeah,
gaming
there's
community.
a lot
That's
of
all.
things to worry
Now,
about
do I say some
the
wild
gaming
shit?
community. Absolutely.
Oh yes, yes. Am I a troll? Hell yeah, I'm a troll. I know that. I'm not
Well,
even gonna.
in all fairness, the only reason I ever even heard about you is after that whole Persona 5 incident
Oh
with the
well, yeah.
tweet. I was like, oh god. And
Well,
no offense, dude, but you didn't help your case when you let that God, what's that Jamaican guy with the
oh, that's my
very heavy
man
accent?
Mike. My man Mike is wild
Yeah,
dude.
that I'm sorry, that did not help your case. I
Listen,
mean, it was
listen,
entertaining as hell. Don't get me wrong. I was laughing my ass all the way
listen.
through.
Mike just went off the rails. I didn't know what they were. Number one, it was Mike, and oh man, I'm forgetting his
I
name real
forget his
quick.
name too.
Uh, damn, I can't even remember right now. But yeah, they were going at it, and I was like, yo, bro,
You're
Mike
just
is
sitting
like,
back like, oh
I was
shit,
like,
where's the popcorn?
Mike is just he's just going at you, and you're trying to talk to him using logic. I'm like, he threw logic out the window.
He threw the logic out the second he accepted the link.
He said, "This shit is over." He's like,
I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong, it
I'm
was
about to
funny
shit in
as
your
hell. But
coffee."
me and my friends, we actually watched that, and I swear to God, my one friend he was trying to do the Jamaican accent, and he kept saying the pedophiles. I was like, oh dear God, shut up.
Yeah, that shit
I
was
grabbed like
funny.
some duct tape. I was like, dude, I'm gonna put this on your mouth.
Yo, man, Mike was killing me, man. I couldn't even. Yo, my brother came in there and was like, "Yo," it's like, "Listen,
What
man."
the hell is going on?
He was like, "Listen, you losing right now, and this is why you trying to debate the dude with logic." He just talked
Can't.
about do you have clean socks on your feet? This shit is not what you think it is. Like this shit is crazy. He's
I
like,
was
yo,
like,
he's not understanding, man. It's a villain. He was like, yeah, he gets that. You just don't give a fuck.
exactly.
Oh man, that shit was funny though. Oh man, but yeah, I
Uh,
mean, you know, this year I think with the X coming out, I think maybe people will just start appreciating the games a little bit
well,
more.
they better sure as hell buy the games too, or you'll
Well,
start
yeah.
seeing less and less exclusives
Well,
on
that's one of the reasons why
Xbox.
we didn't. Those exclusives were pushed because one, it's crowded, right? I already said how
Oh
many
yeah.
games there are and how hard it would be to play all those games. And as much as I would have loved to have them now, I would have to sacrifice all those multiplats, which I've had to do in the past, right? When
Yeah.
Gears and Tomb Raider all came out at the same time, those are the games I got.
Oh,
I didn't get the multiplats that came out
dude, I'm gonna say this
at
right
that time.
now. The company that made Tomb Raider did not help themselves putting that game out the same fucking day as Fallout 4.
Mm.
Someone in the fucking building who's in charge of marketing should came up to him like, "No, do not put this out the same day as Fallout 4. It's gonna get destroyed."
Yeah,
My
this
See, like the problem is like Microsoft, they try way too hard to compact all these games towards the end of the year. Instead, like kind of doing what Sony does, they kind of spread out.
yeah. I think their thought process was there were initially right, and this is with a lot of games. This is not just Microsoft. In the past, it's always been a good idea to bring out all your games during the holiday because that's when people buy the most stuff, right? So
Yeah.
that at the time it made a lot of sense, right? Mainly gamers would only get games around the holidays. But now that gaming one has evolved a lot more, the gamer that was once a child is now an adult, right? So
Right.
gamers tend to buy games all year round. They still do buy in bulk during the holidays because that's when not only the hardcore gamer buys games, but also the casual or the younger gamer buys games, right?
Yeah.
So it made sense why they tried to do it, but I think they realized that in doing so, one, you're leaving yourself with a in a position of a drought during the times where there are no games, right?
Unlike this summer
Because what Gears? Wait, hold up. I'm trying to remember. Gears came out last year.
in October, I believe.
Tomb Raider didn't come out last year, did it? No,
No, Rise of the
no,
Tomb
no, no,
Raider
no.
came
They came out the year
out.
before.
It
It
came
came
out
out. So Halo came
The same
out.
year as Fallout 4 did. Fallout 4
Yeah.
came out the same
Wait, did
year
Halo
as
come out the same
Witcher
year as
3.
Tomb Raider? I'm trying to remember.
I want to say
Maybe.
2015.
Yeah, I think it was 2015. Uncharted came out 2016, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Uncharted was 2016. So 2015 it was Halo and Tomb Raider probably.
yeah.
No. No. Wait, hold
I
up.
can guarantee Forza was in that mix.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Forza 6 and Tomb Raider. They came out together. So that was No, that was fucking last year. I can't even fucking remember, man. There's so many, like
Too
that's
many
what I'm
years
saying.
of
They
mixing
they
up.
had some they had so many games that came out during the holidays. It's hard to really remember which ones came out which when. Obviously Gears came out last year, so it was probably Halo and Tomb Raider the year before. Now, why they didn't move Tomb Raider, I don't know. It could be, it might have been a contractual issue, like they had to release it at this point, or maybe they just felt like, yo, it's in our best interest. We have a deal with Microsoft, right? Or they probably thought about that. We have a deal with Microsoft, right? Now, if we release it in November, that means that by the time our deal's up, we can release it again next year. I guess, did they also release it in November for PlayStation, right? So they felt they could double dip with the same game, back to back years. Unfortunately, it didn't
Yeah.
work out because it sold a little bit in the initial hit on Microsoft, and it showed even less when it came back around on PlayStation, which they didn't foresee because they thought when it came around and everybody who had a PlayStation and didn't have an Xbox was just gonna go out and buy Tomb Raider, and that
Well,
shit
but
just
on that
didn't
damn
happen.
point, everyone's already got everyone who wants to play Uncharted, Tomb Raider, they've already played it. So it's like, I'm
Yeah,
sorry if you're a PlayStation guy and you really want to play Rise of Tomb Raider that bad. I'm pretty sure some of those guys might have bought an Xbox for that, or at least have a decent running rig then.
yeah, yeah.
But
I mean,
Microsoft just shot themselves in the foot when it came to Rise of the Tomb Raider.
yeah. I
They
don't know
really
what they could
fucking
have
did.
done. Well, I mean, granted, that was Square Enix's decision
Oh, Square
to
Enix. This is the same fucking company that's put Final Fantasy 15 was in development for fuck 10 plus years, and
yeah,
they're
it's a long
still
time.
working on the damn thing. It's just out.
Yeah, like that game, like I said, man, they're gonna get a pass because well, they got a bit of a pass on that game just because it is Final Fantasy and they have a really
Yeah.
strong.
Uh, like I kind of want to forgive them because it's like it was a game I was looking forward to for so many years. But at the same time, like if this was any other fucking company, I would just say fuck your game. I ain't buying the season pass.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. People just have more nostalgia when it comes to companies like that.
Yeah, like like Nintendo, Square,
Yeah,
Capcom.
yeah, because they're all childhood companies, so
Yeah,
you know people are so invested emotionally into those companies that if it feels like them not supporting it will cause them to go away, they just won't do it. They
but
just won't do it.
the truth is, like I'm a huge fucking Kingdom Hearts fan. I'll tell you right now. This might sound a little fanboyish, but if Kingdom Hearts 3 does not come out next year like they say it will, I will probably boycott the franchise because I'm sick of waiting for one game. I've been waiting
Yeah,
since like 2005.
yeah, you say that now, but if it gets like a 10 out of 10, you're gonna be sitting there like,
Oh, sad truth is, I'm probably buying this. I'm probably buying the collector's edition.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like now, if it comes out and it's a 7, you're not gonna be pressed to go buy it because
I'm gonna
people.
buy it no matter what, dude. I don't care if this game got a 1 out of 10. I'm just sad. Truth is, I'm just such a diehard fan at this point. I'm like, I've been waiting for so damn long. Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean,
But that game's not gonna be a low score. I think that game's gonna be, at least on Metacritic, it's gonna be in the 90s.
yeah, I don't know much about Kingdom Heart games, but
Oh, dude, look up some of the gameplay for this game. It is insane.
no, I saw the new gameplay, but I'm just saying as far as like their history on Metacritic, I don't, I never really cared for Kingdom Hearts. I don't really like those type of games, so that's why
Yeah,
I never really looked it up.
to each their own.
Yeah, because the same thing was for Final Fantasy. because people like, a lot of, like,
Oh,
I would
I
say
know
this a
people
lot.
like
Yeah,
I
go
know
ahead.
people like after Final Fantasy 13, they were completely turned off by the franchise. They're like, I ain't buying another Final Fantasy game ever,
Yeah, because
and they still haven't bought
the
any of
thing
them.
about Final Fantasy 15 is a lot of people bought that game just on the graphics alone. I know some people be like, "Oh no, we don't buy games for graphics. That doesn't matter.
Nah,
You're a
I
fucking
agree. I
liar."
I even seen some of those people. They're like, man, this game looks fucking dope. I'm like, yeah, it looks pretty damn good, but I'm more interested in the story.
Yeah, like I mean, it's the some people are just like it's all about the graphics. They turn around and complain later, like, "Oh man, the game doesn't have this. I don't like the way they do that." But you bought it because of what? The graphics. That's why you bought it. That's why people
Oh,
buy
you buy it
everything.
for the graphics, look at the
Yeah,
pretty picture, and
yeah. I
just
mean,
don't complain.
like that's why people buy a lot of games, and then that's why people don't buy a lot of games. Like if it, like the reason why Uncharted are always so heavily touted in Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefield One, and what's the other
It's
game?
because how good they look.
Yeah, they're good looking games. Forza, they're good looking games. Now, do they also have to have other mechanics? Sure. Yeah, you can't, like, for every Uncharted, you might get once in a while you get a the Order 1886. Like
Oh
every
god.
once in a while you get games that
Order
look great but don't
1886
have
was
much substance.
overhyped trash.
Yeah,
Man, I
I, I,
can't,
th- I
dude.
think
There's
they.
that parts. I could find that game right now on freaking eBay for like $4.99. I still wouldn't pay that.
Yeah, I mean the problem with the game was,
Not enough game.
yeah, I mean it was all about cinematics, and they didn't kind of explain that. I think they
Yeah,
talked about it a little bit, and we're like, all cinematic experience, but they also say Uncharted is a cinematic experience. It's the gameplay.
I would say Uncharted's more of an interactive experience than just cinematic experience.
Yeah, just that's fair. I would say like the what's that called? Beyond Two Souls is more like a cinematic.
Yeah,
Games like Detroit
Detroit
is going to
Become
be
Human.
yeah, that's going
I
to
actually
be
am really looking forward to that because I'm just interested in the story enough to be like, oh shit, this
yeah.
looks good.
And that's the thing. There's nothing wrong. Like to me, I don't have a problem with game like people that like games just for the story alone, like a Telltale type of game. Like
Oh god,
I don't see anything.
Telltale's Walking Dead season 4 next year. I just remember that.
Oh well, I'm waiting on. I'm still wanting to play the next Wolf Among Us when they make that when
Dude,
they drop
that's
that
also
shit.
coming out next year as well. And that was
Yeah,
like the one I kept begging. I literally like got onto like the Telltale community forums. I was like, please make Wolf Among Us 2.
yeah. Because that's the crazy thing is, I Walking Dead was my favorite. Man, it's hard, man, because the first Walking Dead to me is still the best one.
It
Even though
is.
I like the second and the third. But Wolf Among Us is like number two, like on that list. I didn't play all the Telltale. Obviously, I didn't play the Minecrafts. I didn't play the
Oh, fuck the Minecraft story
what's the other
mode.
one? The Galaxies. I have Batman.
Guardians of the
I
Galaxies,
haven't beat it though.
Batman,
I
freaking.
know Batman's good. I just haven't beaten it yet. But Wolf Among Us, man, that shit drew me in from day one. I was because I didn't want to play it. I think we got it free with Xbox games with gold or some shit like that.
Yeah,
So
you
it was
did.
something like
I
that. It was
think
like it
PlayStation
was
did that at one point as
yeah, it was
well.
free. So I was like, all right, fuck it, cool. I'll just I'll download it. Me and my wife played that first episode. We were like, oh shit,
Hooked.
this shit is hot. Let's
Oh, I don't
go.
blame you. Just like
But
how they ended it, they ended that episode. I was like, oh shit, this is like, do I have to wait a week to watch this?
yeah, but see, this is what my issue is. Now, the Telltale games are fine. Yeah, they're a little glitchy here and there sometimes, but
Yeah,
I'm only playing like $20, or was it $25 for that whole season? Like, if
yeah,
you're gonna give me a game like that, I don't. No matter what the graphics are, I shouldn't have to pay a full $60 for that. If
true.
it's
I agree
just
on
like
that.
if it's just a story, basically an interactive story, I should pay no more than 40. I don't do. That's why a lot of these guys get me where I get lost on like, oh, this is a great game, yeah, but that price tag doesn't warrant that, man.
Yeah. Well, like I've seen like Beyond Two Souls. I'm like, okay, graphically, this game looks really good. Story wise, I have no fucking idea what's going on. And I'm a
Yeah,
Kingdom Hearts fan, so that says a lot.
yeah. I mean, with those things, man, you're gonna have they just went that whole abstract route. So
Yeah.
that's where they get into that
Although,
artsy realm. So it's either you get it, you're totally in, you're totally with it, and you're like, oh my gosh, man, he totally went out the box, man. This is like fucking ridiculous. Or you're like,
okay, guys, I got
huh?
an idea. We're gonna make a video game minus the game, so it's just a video.
Yeah, yeah. But they do have games like that. Like, damn, what was the name of that game? It's like a damn movie. It's not even a video game. It's just like you're just making choices and they just switch up the cutscene. I forget what it was, like an indie or something. I forget the name of it.
It's either Until Dawn you're thinking of, or
No, no, no,
Heavy
no, no.
Rain.
It's a straight. It's like a like actual no CGI, none of that. It's like an actual
Hmm.
like they just filmed it and they just have different cuts. It's like Bunker or something. It's like there. It's almost like some Metro type of feel with it. The way it looks.
Hmm.
And it's on
I
everything
can't
if
remember.
I'm not mistaken. It's like one of those indies.
Yeah, but like freaking indie developers, I gotta say this much: these guys are really fucking dedicated. Like God, freaking Dust Elysian Tale. That was all made by one guy. I'm like, dude, this game kicks ass. And then apparently that Lost Souls Ascending being made by a guy who lives in South Korea, I believe. It's all being made by one guy, and it's like a 3D kind of plays like Final Fantasy 15 a little.
Mhm.
I'm like, damn, this is freaking Asians are kicking our ass as far as game development goes.
Well, I
Asians are
mean,
passionate.
you got to be a Swiss Army knife, man. You got to know all that shit. See, the thing
Oh yeah,
is,
you're
um,
doing everything.
anybody's making they're making a game that's that polished. More than likely, it's not going to be that long, for the most part. I'm not saying it's not possible. It depends on how much time they spend on it. But for the most part, most of those games aren't going to be that long because you're talking about a long ass development cycle for one
Oh
person to
yeah,
do all that shit. Because some people do it all. Like literally, he does everything. He might even do the voices and the fucking music. Like I mean, you got people with that level of talent. But it's almost like one of those obsession projects where this dude damn near
it's a
kills
pure
himself to
passion
finish it.
project.
You
You're
know?
doing it just because you want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of
But
times, it's hard for them to
have you actually seen
duplicate
the
that shit.
trailer for Lost Souls Ascending?
For PlayStation, no. Let me see.
Uh, look it up when you get a chance because it actually looks really fucking good. Just the fact it's being made by one guy. And like
Man, that's
that's one of those games that the second I can support this guy, I want to. Like I want to give this dude like $50 just like, dude, you earned it. Just that trailer alone made me impressed. But see,
yeah. I
like
have to.
I'm really into my JRPGs and shit like that. Like next year alone on January, which is my birthday month, I got freaking 4 games I gotta go buy. I ain't gonna have a chance to fucking spend money on nice things. I just gotta go buy the damn games. Monster Hunter World, Neo Kuni 2. God, there's like 2 more. I can't remember exactly. But
Man,
Monster Hunter World, that's my top priority for now.
now Nino Kuni, is that like that's a turn-based game, right?
Uh, it's kind of hard to describe. It kind of is, but it's also kind of like you have kind of some kind of input when you're pushing the action, or like you're given the commands. So like if you told the creature to use a fire spell, you have to say use a fire spell. It's not just I don't know. It's kind of like Pokemon in a way.
Oh, okay.
But I really like Neo Kuni too. I liked the first one, even though I didn't get very far into it. I was like, the art style for this shit is good. Like it looked like an anime to me. I was like, if this was honest to god an anime, I'd probably watch it.
Interesting. Ah,
Cause
uh,
I'll be the
but
first one to
you,
tell it. I'll be the first one to say this. I am a little bit of a weeaboo. I don't got a body pillow, but I ain't got no body pillow. I ain't obsessing over no high school girls. But man, I love my fucking anime.
there's nothing wrong with like anime. I got a couple.
Oh
My
no,
brother likes what's it called, Vampire D, and
Vampire.
Ghost in the Shell and something. Like, he likes a couple, but a lot of stuff he likes is like older
Oh yeah,
anime that's
some
came
of
out a
those older
while ago.
animes are still really good. Like I've been watching this anime called Kokias Leosh of the Rebellion. And I was
Mhm.
like, damn, it's got a really good story. I was like, damn, this
Yeah,
freaking kicks Walking Dead's ass any day.
yeah. That's the crazy thing is um, like I've been to Japan, and when I was out there, man, everybody who I went out there with was like a either into anime or manga or both, and I didn't really give a shit about none of that. They were like, "The hell? Why are you out here?" I was like, "I'm out here to learn the language and eat the food, bro. That's what I like. And the culture, man, the culture. Be like,
Oh
what
god,
about manga?"
I've honest to God, I've wanted to go to Japan at one point just to get like actual bowl of ramen because I was like,
Yeah,
I looked up some videos on it. I was like, damn, this stuff looks good. Then I saw
yeah,
like they put seaweed in it. I was like, fuck, I'll try
yeah. But
anything once.
you know what? Okay, I think a lot of people they assume that everybody who's Japanese just loves manga and anime, and that's not
No,
freaking
it's
true.
not.
That's like
It's actually
that.
not the. It's not that normal over there. It's
Yeah, I
actually
mean,
far
because
from true.
it would be like if people assumed that everybody liked to read comic books and like you know uh
Oh, exactly. It's like
superhero
every
movies.
culture's
Like,
got their split.
yeah, do people like them? Yeah, but does everybody? No.
No,
Some people avoid them at all
there's some.
costs.
So there's some like really old school Japanese dudes that have never even seen an anime. Like
Yeah,
what? That can't
yeah.
be real.
But you got both though, man. Because I've seen some old Japanese dudes over there just playing on a Nintendo DS on the subway. It's like this dude's old as shit. He's playing a Nintendo DS like it ain't shit. Like this shit is
Now,
crazy.
now he's not playing a DS. Now he's playing a Switch.
No, now you gotta remember, like the funny thing is when I went to Japan, it was like 2002. It was a long ass
Oh
time ago.
shit!
So like that's when I'm sitting on the subway, and mind you, I got like I had just bought a cell phone. My cell phone, it was like a color cell phone, but at the time we didn't really have that shit in the states. And it wasn't it was like an off color. It wasn't like pure color, but everybody was on their cell phone. Everybody was on their cell phone, just texting. And the crazy thing is, everybody was texting because to call somebody is way more expensive than just to text them in Japan. So nobody would want you to fucking call them because they'd be like, "No, man, you're gonna try to charge. It's like 10 cents a minute, man. Fuck out of here." It's like, "Yo, just text me." It's like, okay. So I mean, that's what everybody did, and like you can get
Oh
a
hell,
phone for like
I'm
dumb
even like
cheap.
that now.
But like you seeing everybody just with their heads down in their phone now is considered to be like, oh, that's normal because that's like, what everybody did. But not back in 2000. Like in Japan, that was normal because that's literally the only way they communicated.
Well,
We
because
really
they're
didn't
like
use
always
text like
on the cutting edge. Like they're always this. Like they always are into the latest stuff over there.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I must admit they did a lot of the technology that they had. A lot of that stuff was smaller. Some things we adopted, some things we didn't. Like we did the whole flat screen, glass shit first, right? They didn't really
Yeah.
go with the touch screen. What they did was they went to the route of the phone. I mean the camera. So they had it where you could turn your phone sideways and make it like a video camera. So
Damn.
and so when they had the flip phone, instead of just being a straight up flip phone, and at the base where it will fold, they had the camera. So you would turn the screen sideways and then hold it like that, and then you could like
I don't know. That actually
film
sounds
whatever.
better than a flip phone, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I mean that's it was called the J phone was the first one that I saw do it. AU also had a phone. I had an AU Casio phone that was pretty hot. That recorded a decent amount, man. I lost that shit in New Orleans, man. That shit hurt my feelings. I was like, I left that shit
Aw.
right on the fucking bus on my way to LSU to go to a grad school orientation, man. That shit had me hurt, man. I was salty. I
Nothing's
tried to,
worse than seeing a man separated from his cell phone.
yeah, man. I was hurt, man. Oh man, that shit hurt me. I still got that old ass AU, the first AU phone I had. That shit was like it was less than a penny because it came with your plan. So it was like if you and the crazy thing is like to like I was there for like 2 months at one time, right? So I buy the phone. You know, you pay whatever the monthly plan is. It was like $30. It was something cheap. And then it's like to eliminate your plan was another $30, right? So you had to pay the previous month to cancel it.
Yeah.
You can't do that shit in the States. What? Hell no. They'd be like, nah, we just gave you a cell phone. Let me turn around and be like, that cell phone that you bought for a penny? Nah, bro. That's just $700. We want our money. We're like, what? Oh, shit. This shit is
Oh,
crazy.
it's like I've had to explain this a couple times to some of my grandparents. Like they see these deals on the TVs where they're like, you get a free iPhone or whatever. I'm like, yes, but they're gonna charge you for the service. They're like, but the phone's free. I'm like, the phone's not the service.
Yeah. Now you have to get that phone hooked up. They don't let you just get it. You have to get it
No, they're
hooked
not
up.
just gonna have like a basket of iPhones. They're just gonna let you walk away with.
Yeah, that is not going. So you can just hook it up with anybody? Hell no, they're not doing that shit.
No, you gotta sign a contract with them. At least that's at least 2 years.
Yeah, because they need that money back. But yeah, man,
Exactly. That's how they make their money.
it's crazy, man. I wouldn't. The only reason why I didn't make my, I was actually supposed to go back to Japan like 4 years ago. Was it 4? It might have been sooner than that. Actually, you know what? It might have been almost 8 years ago.
Shit.
But what happened was they had that nuclear plant issue, so that's the reason why I never went
After the
back.
hurricane or the
Yeah,
tsunami.
and then after that, I just, you know, in a relationship and married and all that stuff. So now it just became even harder. Like your wife is like, where you want to go, Hawaii or Japan? I'm like, shit. Japan is nice, but fuck, Hawaii got beaches.
Exactly.
I'm like, even though Japan is a nice island, it ain't tropical like that. You know,
Oh
it does
no, it's
get cold.
very crowded. I've
And
heard.
like, you know what Japan reminds me of? Fucking, it's like Asian. It's like the Asian version of New Jersey. It has its it has its
Oh,
stinky parts.
but accurate.
It has its nice parts. It has, you know, you have your beachfront, and it does have, you know, you have your seasons. Even though in Okinawa, when you're down there, it is almost like being in Florida. And shit, it's always hot, but they always got bad weather too, man. They dealing with hurricanes and other shit like that. So, you know,
Shit,
it's rough out there.
man. But just see, I'm glad that like the Xbox dude and PlayStation dude can talk to each other, guys, and we don't have to rip each other's heads off.
Well, look, man, I never, when I'm even debating with people, I don't come out and just start calling them all kinds of names because that doesn't, like, what's the point in that? I don't, you know,
You
if
get
I'm
nothing
arguing your
accomplished.
point, I'll argue a point, but I'm not gonna like try to demean you and who you are as a person. Now, if somebody tries to do that to me on some bullshit, I'm like,
Oh yeah, then you
okay,
gotta
I see
defend
that's where
yourself. You
we're
gotta say,
going. Okay, I get it now. All right, we can go there. That's fine. That's fine too. You know, I can play dirty too. I'm like, I stepped on
but
your shoe.
like when people start, I've had friends of mine call me a weirdo. 'Cause obviously, the anime and all that stuff I watch. I'm like, you know what? That didn't hurt me because I don't give a fuck what you guys say.
Yeah, I mean, if you look,
A lot of
man.
people got just the truth is with the internet. A lot of people need to grow thick skin. You know, just because someone doesn't like what you like doesn't mean they're a bad person.
I mean, look. I mean, the world. Everybody has their different views on different things. So you're gonna find people that love what you like, and you're gonna find people that can't stand what you like. I now my
Oh
position
yeah,
is always this: just because I don't like it doesn't mean it shouldn't exist. That's some bullshit. You
that's
be like,
true.
oh well, I don't like it, so it shouldn't be here no more. Like what the fuck? Like what? Just because you don't like it doesn't mean that everybody shouldn't like it. Like that's crazy.
Well, because like there's kind of a divide in my family where some of my family actually voted for Donald Trump, and of course I voted for Hillary. So they like to make fun of me for that. I'm like, you know what? Just keep in mind, everything that bad happens about the government and you're gonna bitch about, that's on your guys' shoulder.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is. Look, man, politics is just crazy, and
Oh, politics and religion are the two things you don't talk about with family.
I don't know, man. It's just rough. It's rough.
Oh yeah, it's a
Uh,
rough world out there, especially after all the craziness going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, man, the root of it all is money. We can fix a lot of shit
Money,
if we're willing to
exactly.
let, if we're
If we
willing
want to
to.
get rid of all the problems in the world, we just have to get rid of money.
Well, I wouldn't say you have to get rid of money, but I would say the greed behind it. Like, there's no reason why so many people need that many guns. Like, look, man, they gotta.
Exactly.
The only reason why
Holy
they
crap! Someone that thinks like I do. You
the
don't
only
need it. You don't need a 10 guns for house defense.
They'd be like, well, because they'd be like, well, what if the world we have the apocalypse, motherfucker?
Then
What
go
if
fucking rob a gun store.
They'd be like, what if werewolves come and try to take over our house? Be like, the fuck, werewolves?
Well,
Like, or zombies?
What if Germany tries to invade again? Then they'll have a hard time getting over here.
Like, my thing is when people say, well, we got to fight back the government. I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. Because you trying to shoot at the government, like, oh, what do you think? You're gonna stay in your house?
Who do
and
you think
shoot
is gonna win a fight between you, who's got like let's just say a small M16, versus the government, who has a giant ass tank, bulletproof vest, and freaking fully bodied armor?
I mean,
you're not gonna win that fight.
they could use a tank, or they could just drone your house, whichever. Like,
exactly. It's like,
so my thing is like, what are you really trying to defend against? Like, if it was gonna go down like that, you still wouldn't. I mean, you would have your gun, you'd be dead, but you'd have your gun. I mean, like, what's the point in that?
Well, like,
but that's
in my family, a couple of my cousins, they actually have guns. They have like shotguns. That's it. I'm telling you right now, anyone tries to rob their house, the second they hear that sound, they're getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah, like my thing is like you don't need semi-automatic weapons in order to defend your house. Like, I mean,
exactly.
if that's the case, what the fuck are you into? Like, what are you doing that you feel?
I've seen some lame ass excuses. Like one guy, he bought like a M16 or something like that. But it's like a fully automatic rifle. He's like, I use it for deer hunting. I'm like, oh yeah, the deer's really intimidating. You need to shoot 10 bullets a minute.
Number one, you ain't gonna use no. I mean, unless you're not trying to eat that meat. Because who the fuck wants to pull out fucking 30 bullets out of a damn deer and shit?
The deer's real good. I think I just bit a bullet.
Yeah, that's just crazy, man. You don't need all that shit. I mean, you can do. Look, my dad has a handgun. My uncle has I think he has 7 guns. He got 2 shotguns, a rifle, and a handgun, and a handgun with a scope, right?
Yeah,
that's fine. But he's not, he don't need no semi-automatic weapon, because anybody with that much firepower, even if they're good people, right?
If it gets in the wrong hands.
If it gets in the wrong hands, it's gonna be bad news, man. It's gonna be bad news. I mean, because it's one thing for somebody to have a handgun. And even if he's trained and say he shoots 15 people, they all die. Oh man, it's bad. But that same person with an assault rifle,
it's much worse.
You're killing mad people, man. That's crazy. And this whole idea, well, then fuck it. Let everybody have guns. To shoot at whom? Because most of the time when shit breaks out, you don't even know what the fuck's going on.
Well, right? I've seen videos of the concert, and people said they thought it was the fireworks going off. I was like, holy crap, how bad is that? When there's so many guns, bullets being fired, they thought it were fireworks.
Yeah, well, think of it this way. What if the gunman came out in the concert and had an assault rifle, but everybody else also had assault rifles? So then how the fuck do you figure out
bodies?
But yeah, how do you figure out who's the real gunman? Because everybody has assault rifles, so everybody's shooting at everybody because they think that guy next to them is the first guy who shot. They don't know.
Exactly.
So that's
thrives on ignorance.
They'd be like, oh yeah, well, I mean, I could have stopped them. Well, there's a couple things. One, you could shoot the wrong person, or one, you could try to shoot the right person and miss and kill the wrong person.
Exactly.
Because y'all act like this.
You're not solving anything.
Like, what happens if you miss? Well, I won't miss. But what happens if you do? But I won't. But what happens if you do? Well, hopefully it doesn't hit anybody.
Shit.
That's not really good enough.
I have a little brother who he tried to lay out this scenario for me. He's like, we'll whip his phone at Walmart, and a guy's robbing a place, and I have my gun with me. I'm like, well, what's gonna happen is you're probably gonna miss. He's gonna hear the bullet, and then he's gonna turn around and shoot you.
Yeah. Or worst case scenario, maybe he does turn around. You try to shoot him, you miss. He tries to shoot you, he misses, but he kills the lady with the kid behind you.
Exactly. Then you got that on your fucking conscience.
You know?
You got that on your conscience, and you did something really fucking wrong.
Yeah, because now you got to think, damn, I missed. I didn't die,
I just
but he
took a
killed
life.
the lady behind me. You know, maybe I should have probably, instead of trying to shoot him, tried to usher people out away from the scenario. I mean, there's always other options, you know. But
Exactly.
everybody, the problem is people, they're talking about just giving people guns. You can't give people guns because you got to train them first. Just having guns doesn't mean
Oh
shit.
god, dude, I've seen like videos of guys trying to like these guys buy like these 44 Magnums, and they think they're real badass. Like, hey, I got a 44. This will blow a hole through anything. I'm like, okay, I want to see this guy shoot it. He actually shoots it. The gun kicks back so much it knocks him in the fucking head.
Yeah, well, see, that's just inexperience with that.
Oh
Man,
yeah,
I've
that's
heard
why these
stories,
people.
but
If you do buy a
look,
gun, I say it right now, you gotta get the training. You just gotta
you got to be
be
trained. You
prepared.
can't be scared. You can't be scared. You can't be trigger happy. There's been cases
Exactly.
in there where kids sneak out their parents' house, climb back in. The parent thinks that they're a robber, blows their fucking head off.
Oh God, I've heard some of those stories. I've actually seen a story where like a toddler like instantly like pulled the trigger on a gun and shot their fucking dad.
Yeah, that happens too.
And
Like,
Jesus fucking Christ, how many
but
guns do you
that's
need
just
until you
part of the
realize
parent.
something's wrong here?
That's just dumb. Like, as a parent, that's just stupid. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's not like the child bought the gun and brought it home, sat it on the table, like, yo, pops, I got me a pistol. Like, nah. I don't know.
Oh,
People,
I've always had a rule. If I do have kids, I'm like, you ain't bringing a fucking gun into this house.
you know
You
what
bring a
it
gun in
is?
this house, your ass is going out with it.
Look, man, it's all about money. This is why. Because guns, people want to buy guns with fear of people that have guns that shouldn't have guns, right? And then
Yeah,
also you have the law enforcement. Now you got cops. You can employ more cops because you have the fear that people have guns, so you got to protect them. And then now you have your justice system where now you can, go and bring about laws in order to reinforce about, guns. And it's just a big cycle. But it's all about money
yeah,
because all those things are about money. Selling guns about money, paying cops about money, paying lawyers about money. All that shit is about money. Because if there's no crime, then you don't need cops, or you don't need as many.
right.
So then they're like, well, what do you get? So now you gotta. That's why you gotta make a war on drugs and a war on
Oh
crime.
God, the war on drugs has been the biggest waste of money ever.
Yeah, I mean, because people get high. Shit, motherfuckers that lock people up get high. I mean, that's the crazy part.
What else?
Lawyers do more coke than a motherfucker. Than a
Because
motherfucker.
this
Like,
whole, because what happened with Las Vegas, like a lot of my family's kind of been talking about it, and they're like, well, if there's no point in making any more laws because obviously they don't work. I'm like, okay, by that logic, we need to get rid of all the drug laws because they clearly don't work.
yeah.
Hey,
I
I live in
mean,
Washington, though, so we got legalized pot over here, so we're halfway there.
yeah. I mean, look. Number one, I just think that it's all about money, man. It's all about money and
Oh
control.
yeah,
Because the other thing is the reason why they wanted to prevent the whole, distribution of narcotics was if we can't control it, we can't profit from it, and we can't have that. So we got to make it illegal.
oh
Same
no, we
thing.
can't have
That was
people
remember that was the
profiting
same
off it
thing.
without
That
us
was the same reason
interfering.
why they had prohibition. Remember, because people were making the beer themselves. When they couldn't
Oh
profit
yeah.
off of it, they couldn't profit off the tax of it because people were just making it. They were like, "Fuck that! We gotta stop this shit now." It's all
Fuck
about money.
that. Oh no, we just gotta do it out of the moral goodness of our hearts.
You'd be like, "No, it's all about the babies." How's it about the babies? You let all those kids die in Connecticut and didn't do shit about it afterwards.
Oh
Oh
no,
well, that
because
was
like
different. Why are you trying to make it political?
after Sandy Hook, I've
Trying to
just
make
been
it political.
worrying left and
Stop it.
right.
Talk about the babies. That's
We gotta protect the children.
like, well, how about we make laws? Why are you trying to make it political? I thought we was talking about. I thought we were talking about.
Well, what can we do?
Be like, listen, this is what we can do. We're not going to talk about it and act like it never happened, and then it'll fix itself. All right, everybody agree? Okay, good. Let's go. Like that's what they do.
Yeah. Then the next shit happens. They're like, okay, let's do this again because clearly it's working.
They'd be like, man, another group of people died. What should we do? All right, should we? What about these gun laws, motherfucker? Why do you keep on bringing up these goddamn gun laws? Listen, this is what we got to do. Hashtags. That's what we're doing. Hashtags. Twitter, Facebook.
Hashtag
Let's go.
prayers. Hashtag thoughts.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
It'll like, make it like now politicians actually are starting to get a little ticked off because it's happening so often now. They're like, we're sick of saying our prayers and thoughts go out to these people. And don't get us wrong. Our thoughts and prayers are going out to them, but they're hollow words. They mean nothing.
It's not gonna really hit home until they start seeing shit like that happen at private schools where they send their kids. That's when it's gonna hit home. Yeah, it's
the sophisticated people live.
See, it's public school. It doesn't matter. They don't send none of their kids at public school. Public school? What? Nah, don't matter.
They'll make 10 more of them.
My kid goes to like whatever some elite like district school in Columbia, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We just lived in such a fucked up world. The internet hates itself. People hate the internet. People hate things in real life.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, it shouldn't hate anything. I mean, it's a wasted energy to me personally.
Exactly.
Don't like it, fine. Don't like it, That's cool.
My whole thing is just like just like with like kind of go back to the whole Persona 5 thing. I think the only reason why people came after you is just because they thought you were trying to group like the entire fan base into like the pedophile group, which
but I told I told that to people multiple times. They didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear it because
people only want to hear when they want to hear. Well, Livewire says I'm a pedophile because I play Persona 5. Well, you know what? Fuck. At this point, are you? Because you're starting to get very sensitive about it.
Well, that's what I always said. Well, even with it, it was a troll in a ways, right?
Yeah.
Because that's all it really was. It was just saying, oh, okay, if I believe that there is a group of people in that like Persona 5 that are pedophiles, but that could be said in any game, which I also stated, but people didn't want to look at it that way. They took very big offense to the fact that I said Persona 5. So now I was like, well, what the fuck? Like, why, when I already explained that could be in any game, you still harping on Persona 5? Like, is there an issue here that I don't know about? Like, why would you be so sensitive to it? Like, exactly. There is like an underlying stigma as far as like, people believe in that.
I think the part that I kind of got like a lot of people like questioning you was when you said pedophilia gameplay elements. I was like, was there a molest the girl button I wasn't aware of?
Nah, I was talking about the whole
story.
Yeah. Which, like I said, it's people may not agree because it's like, yeah, the guy's a villain, blah, 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 blah. But then at the same time, it's like, all right, you allow people, and I understand it's mature content, right? But people are still allowed not to want to partake in certain level. I mean, because think about it. If you watch a show, right, and it doesn't, like I always talk about SVU when I was talking about it, but it doesn't have to be. That could be some other show, right? And it really deals about maybe police or whatever, but it doesn't deal about that element of crime in that nature, right? But if somebody saw it and felt uncomfortable about it, you can't really turn around and be like, yo, you shouldn't feel uncomfortable about it. Whether or not you agree if they're being genuine or not, it's still not for you to say whether or not they're uncomfortable about it. I just don't understand that. Like, if they don't want to, like, you might think it's their reasoning is illegitimate, but that still doesn't change the fact of how they feel. Like, that'd be no different than when people are like, I don't listen to the radio because, like people that are religious, like I don't listen to the radio because it has secular music and I don't like it. But like, well, what about this song? It doesn't sound secular. No, I don't. I still don't listen to it because it's
They turn
it
their
has
mind off
secular
after like a
undertones.
certain time.
Yeah, so it's like, well, damn. I mean, like,
I can't get through to you, so okay.
look, that's the reasoning, right? Whether or not you agree with it or not is one thing, but you can't just be like, well, I'm gonna totally dismiss it because it's not. It doesn't fall in line to what I think it is. All right, well, and then that's you then.
Yeah. uh, the internet is so entertaining and yet so dramatic. Although I did laugh when you were saying Crackdown 3 looked better than Persona 5. I'm just like, I'm sorry, no disrespect intended, but when I saw Crackdown 3, I was like, this game looks like fucking garbage. Persona 5 looks like a billion times better. But
It
in all
depends.
fairness, though, they're different types of games. Crackdown
Well,
3
yeah,
is an open world game, so the graphics can be less demanding. Persona 5 is a more focused game where it's more focused on story and gameplay, so the graphics can look different.
yeah, yeah. That's fair. That's fair to say. Like, I mean, because it's to be honest, it's not. I mean, it's just an opinion. So it's
Yeah,
really
exactly.
it's no right or wrong. It's just
I will
the way
say
you perceive it.
I loved seeing Terry Crews in that freaking E3 presentation. I was like, oh dear God, they got the most over dramatic face in the history of Hollywood.
Well, hopefully they polish it up and make it look just like that. That'd be nice.
Oh,
Like the
that'd be awesome.
His CGI. Well, because I mean, I think that's what people were expecting anyway. Even though
Exactly.
it looked similar to the way it was shown at E3, when I forget Dustin. I think Dustin doing it. I forget the guy from IGN, but he was doing like the physics. They were doing the physics thing with the guy from
Fucking cars are
Backdown.
humping.
No, not that. It was they were just blowing up the buildings. He was showing how they were blowing up buildings.
Oh yeah, like that part actually looks really cool. I was like, damn. But then I start hearing what's going on. They're like, okay, it's only multiplayer and it's only the small maps now. I'm like, great. Fucking narrow the freaking search by much, will ya?
Yeah, I don't see
Uh,
that. I know it's multiplayer. I don't know how widespread it is. But
I
I'm
want to
pretty
see
sure.
someone blow up all the buildings in the damn area. They'll probably crash the damn
Yeah,
game.
you know what? It probably is a section of the city if you think about it. Because remember, Crackdown is they're built into boroughs. So if you're blowing it up multiple boroughs, that's too many places that you have to go in order to fight people. That's just too much. That's
Yeah.
bigger than that's like playing on 4 different battlefield maps. That's crazy.
Oh God.
That would be too much, man. Like you would never. I mean, yeah, you would. Like the player size would have to be huge for you even to make for that to even make sense. You know.
But like, I saw the gameplay. I was like, my God, no. Then I saw the gameplay for Spider-Man. I was like, yes, this looks better. Something's wrong here.
Spider Man looks good, but it looks like
Oh yeah,
Spider Man. It looks like
it
it
looks
looks
like
like
Batman Arkham Knight,
it
but
looks like a
faster.
it looks like a polished. Well, no, because they had a Spider Man that played the what's called Spider Man played just like Batman Arkham Knight, the one the Amazing Spider Man too. It
Yeah.
plays similar. Granted, the story and
Well, no, it's
the
more
side
polished. It's more
missions. Yeah,
refined
well,
because it's a Insomniac.
it's better polished. One, better side missions more than likely. Two, right? So
They
you
said
have
it's already going to be like 2 times the size of the world in Sunset Overdrive, just because Spider-Man travels fast.
well, yeah, it
Like,
should be. I
dude,
mean, if it's the size of New York, then yeah, it should
like
be
hell
pretty
yeah,
good because it should
I
at
can't
least
wait.
deal with Manhattan to Queens where he lives, right? So you should be able to at least go to your
Exactly.
house, which I don't think you were able to do. Nah, you never went to Queens in the other ones, as far as
No,
I remember.
as far
Well,
as
you
I
know what?
know.
You know what? Maybe no, because he didn't live in Queens. In the other Spider Mans, he had an apartment with Harry. That's what it was. So he still lived
Yeah,
in Manhattan.
I'm excited just because the fact they also said there's gonna be different costumes. So I'm like, okay, Homecoming Spider-Man has to be in there
Yeah,
because that's my favorite Spider-Man movie now. I'm like this.
Yeah,
best
no
one.
lie, you know, lie is definitely good, man. I be watching that shit on the app all the time. That's what
Uh,
PlayStation fans been missing out on, man. They've been missing out on Xbox apps, man. Them shits is amazing, yo. I was watching uh what team was playing yesterday? The Sixers. I was watching the Sixers play, and that shit was not televised. So because they got the live TV app on Xbox, so you can just watch whatever that's on
I
TV.
gotta admit that is cool, man. It's cool.
Yeah, 'cause that's my shit. Now I wasn't able to watch the Pacquiao fight. They blocked that shit. I mean, not the Pacquiao fight, the Floyd Mayweather fight. Damn, what the hell is this?
Floyd Mayweather versus McGregor, right? I saw that
Yeah,
fight. I was like, damn. After a while, it looked like McGregor had him, but then it's like then Mayweather just was smart. He just endured
yeah,
more. But I'm more of
yeah.
a football guy. I like my Seahawks. I live in Washington. I can't help it.
Oh well, yeah, yeah.
Christ
Seahawks.
Almighty. They're
They,
not
they,
very good
they
this year.
won. What are they? Two. They're 2-2, right? Or is it 3-2?
Yeah, two
No,
and
no,
two, I
two and
believe.
two. Yeah, 2-2. Because yeah,
Yeah,
it's only fourth week. It's only fourth week.
they freaking.
But
If they lost to the
they're better than
49ers,
my
I'd be
Giants are
losing it.
4-4. So
Yeah.
my team is just Jesus. I don't know. I'm
Uh,
praying for 'em.
sports.
I'm praying for an offensive line. That's what they need to ask for Christmas. An offensive line.
Man, I don't want an Xbox One X. You know what I want? I want an offensive line. Go get me that.
Yeah, give me an offensive line. Stop playing, Santa. I'll be back. You better have my
Santa,
offensive line.
I'm from Washington. I'm a redneck, so come on, come on, cough up the offensive line.
Be like, look, man, this is
Uh,
what I need. And I appreciate you put this in your haste pile because you out here drowning.
I got you drowning.
And yeah, save Puerto Rico too. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, man. I gotta do some dinner, cook some dinner.
Okay. It's nice talking to you, man.
Yeah,
Peace.
man. Great conversation, man. Great conversation. Let me give a shout out to everybody
Go ahead.
in the chat before I dip out. Let's see who's up in here. Stick figures, what's going on? Damn, they was writing a whole shit ton up in here. They having some serious
How many people do we
conversations.
got watching?
Right now I think it's 9. At the most, it was like 20.
Shit.
Let's see.
That's
Stick
more than I
fig.
get on my views.
Well, it's kind of late. I usually do it around 2, and I've been lax the
Yeah.
last couple of weeks. I've been trying to get stuff going, but it's just hard, man. Just working. This is the first time I had a little break, so I was like, fuck it, why not?
Exactly. Why not? Shoot the shit. Have some
All
fun.
right. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody in the chat. You got Craig, Quentin, Others Inc., Andrew, the motherfucking bitch made motherfucker, P Raw, DJ Sing, Cypher Man, my man Bone dropped by, Halo Storm, I'm partner in crime over there on Halo Wars, Michael, who else up in here? And my man Stick Figure. All right, I think that's everybody.
Well,
That's
thanks for
everybody.
coming out, guys. Make sure to hit me
Yeah,
up.
no doubt. Yeah, definitely check them out. And thanks for watching the conversation. And this is your boy Live Wire, and we out this bitch, baby. Peace.